Well, hi there, and thank you for looking in on Thursday, your Friday Eve. I'm Lenny Slagan.
And I'm Shelby Myers. We welcome you into Fox 10 News at 4. Thanks for joining us. Here's what we have for you this hour. It is that fun music always gets me. Almost time, of course. Yes, we are a little more than 24 hours away from the first Mardi Gras parade in Mobile. The Connie Cavaliers, of course, are going to roll through downtown at 6:30 tomorrow night.
All right, let the good times roll. Mobile Police, of course, working to keep you and your family safe. Barricades are already in place. New bollards are up to keep vehicles off sidewalks. And they've also deployed special roadblocks to secure streets during parades and heavy pedestrian traffic. Captain Stan Ladner with the Mobile Police Department advises everyone to pay close attention to new street sign changes, too.
We have gotten rid of every traffic light that was in downtown Mobile. So there are no traffic lights down here except for the ones on Government Street. So be very vigilant when you're coming to an intersection because you may have thought there was no stop signs there before. Now there are stop signs. We have stop signs on many of the intersections on Dolphin Street. Some of the intersections on St. Francis have new stop signs.
All right, there you go. And coming up in about an hour on Fox 10 News at 5, you're going to hear about the other safety measures in place, plus how a family feels about celebrating Mardi Gras. Well, Mardi Gras parades in Mobile, of course, are also getting more accessible. The city is teaming up with a nonprofit special needs assistance station for you, or SNAZZY as it's called. They're offering reserved parking and rest stations for individuals with special needs and their families. There's a climate-controlled tent with seating and refreshments that will also be on site. Free reserved parking is available at Fort Condy with pre-registration. These services will be available before every parade.
Hi, I'm Sarah Wall. Today on In Depth, we are talking Mardi Gras. The first parade of the season in downtown Mobile will be rolling tomorrow night. So we are taking a look at what revelers can expect when they head out and about. We have some new things to talk about that are happening this year. And we also have some changes to tell you about that have to do with the weather. You can check it out on In Depth with Sarah Wall. It's on our Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app, our Fox 10 Facebook page, and our Fox 10 website, fox10tv.com.
And if you can't make it to the parade, you should know. Fox 10 News is going to be streaming them for you. You can watch from home with our free Gulfstream app. So download it on your Samsung, Apple, Roku, or Amazon TV, and then join all the fun all the way up until Fat Tuesday.
All right, make sure you are ready for Mardi Gras with the free Fox In Float Tracker app. It lets you know where the start of the parade is at any time. You'll also find parade routes, a schedule, and weather forecast. The Fox In Float Tracker app is available now, and you can find it in the Apple app and Google Play stores.
Oh boy, a live look outside. We are almost to the weekend, and I just can't help but think about the chilly conditions we're going to have. A good time maybe to plan some indoor activities.
Meteorologist Nicholas Herboso is here with your forecast. So, Nick, how cold are we talking? Because we do have these Mardi Gras parades. We've got the Senior Bowl that's in town. There's a lot to happen to go on.
I'd say the biggest concern is for those Saturday events because Saturday the wind is going to be rocking. We might get a wind advisory on top of everything. We could have wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. And when you have winds that strong with temperatures in the 30s, you're going to get a crazy wind chill. So everybody that's going out to the Senior Bowl really needs to be prepared.
Bundle up, hats, gloves, yes.
Yes, everything. Now, we have some time before we get there, so I actually want to show you how the evolution will be, and then we'll kind of talk about our big headlines as we go through this. So right now, it is actually gorgeous outside. If you stepped outside, you might have seen the pretty clouds that are out there. Just really nice stuff. So this is a live camera look right now from Daphne, Mobile, downtown here, from multiple views, including our Battleship Memorial Park camera, also our Dolphins camera, all in Credit Union camera. I've been noticing some of these clouds. We have a layer of alto cumulus clouds out there, and it's really pretty. I'll show you a picture in a second. Here you can see some of those clouds. See those? A little textured sky right up there, really pretty stuff. 55 degrees right now at Orange Beach. The pass looking just fine. Here's a photo of those clouds. Our Natalie Williamson sent this in from Foley, and you can see they're one of the most visually cool, just cool to look at up in the sky. It gives the whole entire sky a texture. Alto cumulus clouds, love them, love them. If you get any good photos, please send them in on the Fox 10 weather app. All right, let's talk about how we get to this. Over the next 10 hours, it's quiet. You'll notice some increasing cloud cover very late today. In Pensacola, here are your numbers. If you have evening plans, 46 degrees at 8 p.m. By 10 o'clock, we're at 44 degrees. And then overnight tonight, we don't go to freezing everywhere. In fact, our temperatures overnight tonight are going to be much milder compared to what they have been, but it's still going to be chilly. Then 60 degrees on Friday, not looking bad. Then you see the weekend, the storm tracker alert days, cold and blustery, very cold, a high of only 37 degrees on Saturday. We have an extreme cold watch, will eventually become an extreme cold warning for the entire area. This is the peak of our cold weather alerts. So here's the things you need to take away. Comfortable on Friday, but a weekend Arctic blast with single-digit wind chills, the possibility in some of our mornings. So this is what we're dealing with. It's our big three headlines. We're talking about it all coming up.
All right, thanks, Nick. We will check in with you later. New now at 4, hundreds of millions of dollars in potential SNAP funding increases looming over Alabama lawmakers as budget conversations at the State House continue. Lawmakers need to pass 2 budgets every year. That's the State General Fund and the Education Fund. Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro is joining us from our Capitol studio. Jessica, what can be done to avoid this?
Well, Alabama would have to lower its error rate in SNAP payments. That's a combination of both overpayments and underpayments. Alabama over the past handful of years, even though despite being the lowest as far as error rate in the Southeast, it has nearly doubled just in the past handful of years, while our other states here in the Southeastern region have really seen a decline in their error rates. So some converging numbers there. Now, Alabama's error rate that's expected for fiscal year 2025 is 9%. In the One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed by the federal government last summer, states with error rates of more than 6% will have to pay a greater share of SNAP costs. DHR spent nearly $2 billion on SNAP in fiscal year 2025, so lawmakers are worried that failing to bring down the state's error rate could lead them to footing an extra $100 million starting in the 2028 fiscal year. However, a bill that's been passed by a Senate committee already would require additional monthly checks on SNAP eligibility. Commissioner of the Department of Human Resources, Nancy Buckner, says that would increase the state's error rate in what's reported to the federal government.
More training. We train all the time, and we're looking at other things that states may be doing, but monthly reporting is not the answer to that at all.
We're staring this huge obligation of hundreds of millions of dollars, and there doesn't seem to be a spirit of concern there, and we've got to address it, and we didn't come away with a good feeling about that being addressed.
Just to give you an idea of how much money is spent to maintain SNAP, DHR shared their operations plan for 2026, and SNAP took up nearly 2/3 of their budget. Live in the Capitol studio, Jessica Umbro, Fox 10 News.
All right, Jessica. And for this year's budget, DHR is also asking for an additional $35 million, and that's for administrative costs.
Well, new developments today in Minneapolis as Tom Homan held his first press conference since taking over the immigration crackdown, where he said there will be a drawdown of federal law enforcement in the state, with agencies working on that plan now. Brian Abel reports the latest from Washington.
Less than a week since the killing of Alex Preddy by federal immigration enforcement agents.
I came here to seek solutions, and that's what we're going to do.
White House border czar Tom Homan, newly installed to lead Minnesota operations, announcing an eventual drawdown of ICE enforcement in the state.
The mission is going to improve because of the changes we're making internally. No agency or organization is perfect.
Homan saying officers will focus less on the street operations and more on working in jails and prisons. The change in direction comes amid heavy criticism for their severe and sweeping tactics and frustration from Democrats in Washington who are seeking ICE reform concessions from Republicans before a critical funding vote.
I'm not going to vote for another dime until there are real changes. Get rid of the masks, mandate body cameras, no warrantless searches.
All of this as new video surfaces from 11 days before Alex Preddy was killed, showing a physical clash between Preddy and federal agents. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry addressing the incident Wednesday night.
Are we actually making the argument that Alex Preddy should be killed for something that happened like 11 days prior to the shooting itself? No, I think we should be talking about the circumstances that actually led to the killing and what took place.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
A live look now from our Hampton Inn camera in Daphne. A lot of folks out on the roads today, but traffic not doing terrible. We do have some things to talk about here. Average speed, normal here for our drive times, and the traffic tracker showing you what's going on. You do see a lot of yellow here. The traffic tracker is going through some adjustment right now, so it's making things look slightly worse than they actually are, but you can still pay attention to where some of the slow areas are. You can see the slow down going into the Wallace Tunnel if you're heading eastbound. Very typical stuff here, nothing out of the ordinary. The in-town traffic looks worse than it actually is there. It's just kind of the normal stuff. Same thing in Pensacola. There's nothing completely out of the ordinary there. We'll zoom out again. So we'll keep you updated if anything does happen, but right now we do seem to be going okay with just the normal slowdown spots here across the area. Lenny?
Oh, well, that's encouraging. Okay, a Mobile woman got quite the surprise during her Caribbean vacation.
Lorelei Corey spotted a Wave transit bus rolling down the street in Grand Turks and Caicos. That's more than 1,200 miles from home. Corey was vacationing over the holidays when something familiar caught her eye.
It's such a surreal experience because I'm like more than 1,200 miles from home. And then a Wave bus just pulls out right in front of us. And so my reaction was obviously like, oh my God, it's a bus from Mobile.
Gosh, right?
Right here in Grand Turk.
So that was a Wave transit bus from Mobile, Alabama. How did it get all the way to the Turks and Caicos? According to Mobile, the city bus was sold on an auction online years ago. That's through GovDeals. It's a government surplus marketplace. I've actually done reporting on this in mydaily.com.
Okay, this is a really cool story. So we want you to stick around for Fox News at 5. Jordan Lassiter shows us the full journey of how a Wave transit bus traveled from Mobile streets to a Caribbean island.
Would you have noticed it? Like, would you have seen that and said, that's Mobile? Because it doesn't say that. It just says Wave.
Yeah, in my ignorance, probably before I started reporting on Wave, I would just think, oh, they have Waves across the country.
Same.
It's just a company across the country.
Yeah.
But no, as I've done more investigating on the transit buses here in Mobile, it's a Mobile thing. So yeah, I think now I would.
Oh, okay.
Very cool story. Again, coming up at 5. Well, there was a big basketball game this morning at Corpus Christi Catholic School, and this one was all about inclusion and community. Fox News reporter Stephen Moody has more on the event.
It was the ultimate showcase of teamwork, and there were smiles all around as students here at Corpus Christi Catholic School faced off against the Theodore Bobcats Special Athletes basketball team. It was all part of Catholic Schools Week celebrations.
We love hosting this special basketball team. It's wonderful. It really gives our students an opportunity to realize that God made us all with unique abilities and to embrace that. So it's a wonderful opportunity for our students.
Students took center stage as they acted as referees, commentators, and coaches, and they say it was an honor to help out.
It's so exciting because we get to show these Theodore Bobcats like love, and they feel welcomed when they come play, and it's just a way that the 8th graders and the Theodore Bobcats get to like help out each other and play basketball and just have fun.
And it was a sellout as parents, teachers, and students filled the gym to cheer these athletes on.
It makes me feel joyful. It is such a wonderful feeling to see everyone cheering on those Bobcats and our Cougars at the same time.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
All right, still ahead from us here on Fox News at 4. Your internet browser getting a personal assistant to help with those online tasks. Think of it as a turbocharge. Stay close, yourdaily.com is next. Also, police are trying to solve a wild case of a caught on cam bear burglary. And then a mini donkey with a famous name leaves its pasture for a jaunt down the road. Those stories and more coming up today. Let's take a look at this. But first, a live look outside. I was out there for much of the day. It is a beautiful one out there, not nearly as cold as we've been seeing. And you can see clear skies in Orange Beach. Maybe a little walk on the beach in your jacket and pants. We'll be right back with a full look at your forecast, plus more news after this.
Across the Gulf Coast, Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith, Fox 10 Storm Tracker Weather.
Welcome back. In yourdaily.com, Google is adding more AI tech to Chrome. Let's check it out. Get this, Google dropping something new for Chrome. If you're logged in to the web browser in the United States, you can now access its AI image generator. It's called the Nano Banana. That means editing and creating images on the fly, which is cool and also kind of wild, especially when you think about how hard it's getting to tell what's real. The search engine giant is also adding this AI assistant in a side panel that'll help you multitask, so you can maybe be productive while surfing the internet. And if you're already paying for Google's AI Pro or Ultra, you'll get the auto browse feature that will literally shop for you. Yeah, it can log onto sites and create social media posts, according to the company. Don't be too concerned. You will still have to click the buy button and approve any of the posts before they go live. This is all powered by Google's Gemini 3 model that came out in 2025. And Google really seems to be making a push for this tech, getting it into all of its platforms, including Gmail, Search, and now Chrome. They're calling it personal intelligence, basically AI that learns your habits and preferences. Pretty neat. But I can't help but point out the timing for this. It all comes as a federal judge ruled that Google did not have to sell Chrome because AI is already shaking up the scene.
Well, tonight, an up-close look at the future of flying in Mobile. We're going to take you on an exclusive tour of Mobile's brand new airport. This $362 million project has been years in the making. It's slated to open this fall at Brookley Aeroplex near downtown. On top of lower fares, we're told the goal of moving the airport from West Mobile is to have more direct flights and airline options. For years, some travelers have chosen other airports for better flight deals. We spoke with a traveler about her expectations.
I'm looking for that affordability piece and possibly more flights, food options, or maybe even a sky lounge would be good.
So we're going to explain what all this means for you by getting your questions answered by airport leaders. Plus, we also find out the airline they're trying to bring here. Final Approach airs tonight at 9.
We are making our final approach now to a colder forecast. Get ready. It looks nice outside right now, and today has been a really comfortable day. Temperatures getting up there into the 50s, but changes are ahead. Chilly temperatures overnight tonight. Many places will stay above freezing, but really, I call it not that bad. Friday, though, especially late in the day, you'll notice winds picking up as a cold front and overall just a system rolls across the area. We have storm tracker alert days for this weekend, for our weekend Arctic blast. Let's start with our Friday forecast. Friday, temperatures even milder than they were today. 59 degrees in Mobile, 63 in Pensacola, 63 in Milton, 64 in Cressy. Notice some of our northwestern counties just a little bit slower, or a little bit cooler, I should say. 54, 56 in Grove Hill and Chatham. What's happening is a system's going to roll across the region, and as it does, you know, it takes some time to get to northwest Florida, so they get a little warmer. What about rain chances for tomorrow? They're only around 10%. You'll just notice the cloud cover. Here's your day planner for tomorrow. And your Friday starts off with temperatures in the 30s. Then we get up into the 50s, 57 degrees there. Notice the winds are pretty light. Then in the afternoon, the winds pick up. And if you have plans to be out tomorrow evening, it looks like it will be chilly with temperatures in the 40s and feels like temperatures just a bit lower. In Pensacola, similar numbers here. It takes a little longer for the colder air to get to you, and it's gradual when it comes in. 61 degrees in the afternoon, then 46 degrees by 10 p.m. with a northwest wind around 13 miles per hour. So for Friday evening and our Conde Cavaliers parade, this is, of course, the first parade in downtown Mobile. 47 degrees with blustery conditions. That wind north at 15 to 20 miles per hour. It's going to feel a bit breezy. Then we focus on the weekend. We have storm tracker alert days in place to let you know that it is going to be seriously cold. Extreme wind chills happening on Saturday. They will feel like the single digits in the morning. In fact, through the day on Saturday, we're only going to have wind chills that are in the 20s. So you have to be ready for that. We get all the way down to 19 degrees on Sunday morning. Senior Bowl forecast. It's going to be seriously cold. Windy conditions, 35 degrees with a wind chill into 20s. Winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with higher gusts, mostly sunny conditions. Look at how the winds evolve here. Through Friday, it's a little lighter. Then they get stronger overnight Friday night. By 10 p.m. Friday, 20 miles per hour for our gusts in Mobile. Then we're up to around 30 miles per hour in the morning on Saturday morning. That's when it's cold. So this cold air plus these kinds of winds does not make for a fun situation. We could see wind gusts all the way up to around 40 miles per hour during the day on Saturday, expecting some kind of wind advisory or something to be issued. Then winds take their time to calm down. Even 9 p.m. on Saturday, we're still dealing with it. So wind chill, the feels like temperature, the apparent temperature is the main concern here. Saturday morning, 6 in Grove Hill, 12 in Evergreen, 11 Mobile, 14 Pensacola. For Sunday morning, you can see 6, 4, 5, 7, 6, 10. Those numbers, very cold. Be prepared with our storm tracker alert days this weekend for the extreme cold. Temperatures moderate by next week. Eventually, we're back in the 60s.
Whew, just hold on a little bit longer.
Hold on and grab a blanket while you're at it.
All right, police need help solving a caught-on-camera bear burglary now with a wild twist. A mini donkey with a fun name flees its home, and bighorn sheep need saving after getting stuck on thick ice.
All right, I don't know why that word is just so funny to me.
Which one? Donkey? I knew it. Thank you, Shrek.
Probably that's why. Eddie Murphy. Let's go to Patrick Cornell for today's Take a Look at This.
Police in Michigan are searching for the person who pilfered a 6-foot-tall taxidermied black bear, posting this video online showing the alleged stuffed bear bandit in the act, dragging the thing away from someone's porch in the middle of a snowy January night. Authorities hope the bear's eclectic array of accoutrements might help track down the stolen statue, noting it's sporting a fake sheriff's badge, ring, watch, and necklace. They've taken to social media asking anyone who might see the bear or know the suspect to contact state police. While some Michigan troopers are trying to track down the bear, others are hoofing it in hot pursuit of a loose miniature donkey. Making the joke, so we don't have to, often troopers are dispatched to locations where someone is acting like well, you know. They say Dolly Parton, the mini donkey, not the uber-famous superstar, snuck out of its pasture in Holly Township and went for a jaunt down the road. Troopers managed to get a rope around Dolly and return her to her owners, capping the saga, saying Dolly was a little reluctant to return to her pasture at first, but of course, no one looks forward to their 9 to 5. One final wildlife rescue. A Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep needed help after falling through the ice on the Taylor River in Colorado. Wildlife managers eventually managed to muscle the stuck ewe from its ice trap, then immediately went to work warming it up. And this one has a happy ending. After a night of observation, the team decided the sheep was healthy enough to return to the wild, driving her back to an area near her herd where they watched her bolt back to her home in the mountains. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
All right, it's time for all the believers out there to rejoice because Justin Bieber is making a return to music's biggest night. That plus the exciting news for fans this April. Your entertainment news is next.
Lexus of Mobile is proud to sponsor the Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of United States of America, to the republic and which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty for all.
The Fox 10 Pledge of Allegiance, sponsored by Lexus of Mobile.
A day with no demo or mess. Smart, cost-effective, and guaranteed for life. Bath Fitter.
Okay, I'm excited about this story. The Biebs is back.
When I saw this, I said, oh, Shelby, Shelby, Shelby.
Oh, baby, baby, baby.
Yes. Justin Bieber is slated to take the stage for music's biggest night. We're talking about the Grammys. The Recording Academy is now confirming that the Biebs will be there. And it's supposed to be his first Grammy performance since 2022.
Didn't he sing Lonely in 2022?
I don't know.
I think that was at the Grammys. I'm trying to
Justin
remember.
Bieber.
I don't typically watch the award shows, but
I do watch the Grammys.
I know. I think I'm gonna have to watch. Bieber is up for 4 awards, including Album of the Year for Swag, and he also got nods for Best Pop Vocal Performance, Best Pop Vocal Album, and Best R&B Performance.
He got Best R&B?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would consider him.
What's that song, Yukon? Is that his song?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I hear that sometimes on the radio. Bieber fans have a lot to look forward to. Radio, did you catch that?
Yeah, I caught it.
He's headlining for Coachella as well in April. Now, I do have to mention, Lauryn Hill, because she's another person that we don't get to see a lot. She's also going to be performing, doing a tribute to Roberta Flack and D'Angelo. I am looking forward to seeing that, and of course, all the other people slated to perform. It's going to be quite the show. I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay, well,
it's this weekend.
It is this weekend?
It is.
Well, it's going to be so cold, I may just stick inside and watch it. All right, Lainey Wilson now is stepping into the spotlight on Netflix. The streaming giant announced Lainey Wilson Keepin' Country Cool, a new documentary film following the country star as she navigates a pivotal moment in her career.
It explores her personal journey, a rise in country music, and what it means to stay true to yourself while finding major success. So the premiere for this is April 22nd. A lot in April, Coachella, and now this.
Okay, listen, I like Lainey Wilson. She has a great voice. I'm not taking anything away from her, but she rose to fame because she went viral for the bell bottoms that she wore, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. Should I look it up? Is that something I need to look up? I don't know who this is.
Yes, she is very beautiful, and a lot of people took notice.
Those bell bottoms?
No, just...
Or those chaps?
You can watch her concerts and stuff.
Okay, all right. Ted Lasso is coming back. Do you watch this show?
No, I've heard great things. Okay. Is it good? You watch it?
I don't know. I'm not a comedy person.
Okay. Neither of us watched this one, but I hear it's really good. Apple TV says season 4 of the popular series is going to debut this summer. A half dozen familiar faces will be joined by a flock of new characters.
Okay, this time Ted is coming back to Richmond to coach a women's football team. I think Jason watches this show.
Jason watches Jason Sudeikis.
Oh.
Get it? Okay.
I do.
Paradise is also coming back. Did you ever watch that one on Hulu?
No.
That's a good one.
Okay.
It's like the end of the world type situation and what happens after that.
Okay. I might watch that. Okay. Next up, we're going to dive into the breaking news stories we're working on for your most local news at 5.
And then this.
This is the time of year where Fraudster will come out. They want your information that you would put into those different websites.
Yeah, as you heard there, tax season is here, and we have important information to make your filing easier and safer.
Find out which important documents you should be gathering right now and how you might be able to file your taxes for free.
Then a critical warning about tax fraud and how to protect yourself from scammers. A lot coming up, so stay close. We've got our crews working right now behind the scenes, working on your breaking news updates and follow-ups for your news at 5.
Yeah, first, a Sims man has been found guilty of murder and robbery. More on the jury's decision and the defense's reaction to that verdict coming up.
And then in Baldwin County, the preliminary hearing against a former detective from Mobile, that continues today. Jacob Clifford is charged with sexual abuse of a child. We'll have the latest from the courtroom. Also, we are days away from the Senior Bowl this weekend. So Fox 10 stopped by and caught up with a local player about how he's feeling playing in his hometown. Join us for Fox News at 5. That starts in about 20 minutes.
Right now, your Admiral camera shows you that we have a nice sunset going on out there. If you have any sunset photos, do please send them in. The Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai camera giving us a nice view there. Traffic doesn't seem to be going so bad. It looks pretty normal for this time of day. 4:36 is your time on the Fox 10 weather app. This Storm Tracker Alert Days. We are focusing in on this weekend because when you have wind chills in the teens in the late afternoon, that's a problem. So this is why we're making it such a focus here. Extreme cold watch. Hannah talks about it on the app. If you head to the maps section, of course, you can have all the details there. There is a temperature layer that you can put up on the map as well if you go to the radar section. The radar section has been revamped. It works really well and it's a little bit easier now. If you want radar, you tap the word radar Pretty intuitive. And if you want the past radar, which is the high resolution, you hit the past button and it actually works really well. It gives you the nice high resolution radar that you want to see there. And of course, you can go to the future radar or the 24-hour future radar there. So a lot of great stuff there on the app. Scroll down, submit your pictures and videos. That is another great thing that you can do. Let's talk about this weekend real quick. We have alert days for the weekend. Extreme wind chills, some locations staying below freezing all day on Saturday, with wind chills during the day mostly in the 20s. Then on Sunday morning, 19 with feels like temperatures, the single-digit wind chills. So feels like temperatures in the single digits there. Cold throughout the entire day. This is a really massive punch of cold air. We have to think about things like this: people, pets, plants, and pipes. If you even are down at the beach, I am talking about Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Navarre Beach, all of these locations, you also have to think about the pipes this time, because it is going to be so cold that we're going to get a hard freeze all the way down to the coast. So be ready and take the steps. Let the faucets drip. Insulate the exposed pipes. I think that's the biggest thing you can do. Do whatever you can there. Protect and cover those plants. And then, of course, bringing the pets inside and also livestock. For tonight, it's not bad. Tonight, 38 degrees in Mobile. A few folks inland go to freezing. Here are your morning lows tomorrow morning. You see 30 in Grove Hill, 31 in Mobile, 31 in Evergreen, 30 in Chatham and Calvert, 31 in Leakesville. So that's where your freeze is. But look close to the coast. It is a bit different here. 40 for our low overnight tonight in Pensacola. Navarre is at 40 as well. 45 degrees in Destin, 38 again in Mobile, 36 in Pensacola. So there's a range of temperatures tonight. Our inland folks are below freezing. You'll notice a few clouds around tonight, but Friday is our transition day ahead of a busy weekend of weather with mostly sunny skies, but very cold temperatures throughout the weekend. We'll have more on that forecast coming up.
That is the sound of a safety alert. Parents, listen up. A popular baby food snack has been recalled because of potential contamination. Gerber issuing this recall for limited batches of its arrowroot biscuits out of an abundance of caution. The company warns the biscuits might have pieces of plastic or paper. Gerber says the foreign material came from its flour supplier. They are not working with that supplier anymore. The affected products have a best buy date between October 16th, 2026 to December 16th of 2026. No illnesses or injuries related to this have been reported. Gerber says if you have these affected snacks in your home, in your cabinet, you can take them back to get a refund.
From a safety alert to a scam alert now. A woman shares her story after almost falling victim to a scam, starting with a Yelp review. Christine Dicken went on a 2-week trip to Italy with her family in August, but when her luggage did not make the trip home, she says she tried endlessly to get in contact with the airline. After hearing nothing, she says she turned to Yelp, where she left the company a 1-star review. 3 months later, the woman says she was contacted via WhatsApp by a message posing as a Yelp customer service member. Dickens says she found herself on the phone with the imposters for 2.5 hours. The scammers promised to reimburse her once she handed over her bank and card information.
I think it's easy to say, I'm a senior citizen, I'm, more likely to fall to this kind of scam, but I worked in IT, and I have to tell you, it is so professional.
While Dickens' bank flagged the suspicious activity before any money was withdrawn from her account, the San Diego District Attorney's Office warns that senior citizens were scammed out of millions of dollars just last year.
It is tax time, and a lot of experts will tell you now's the time to get organized, get all your papers and receipts. And this Watching Your Wallet consumer investigator Rachel DePompa shows you the steps you can take right now to make your filing less stressful.
Getting organized will make tax filing season so much easier. Cherry Dale, the vice president of financial education at Virginia Credit Union, says now is the time to gather documents like all of your W-2s, 1099s, student loan statements, and if you own a home, your 1098 mortgage interest form.
You want to look into the IRS's website to see if you might be eligible for a free file for filing your taxes for free. And so if you are, go through their website. They will point you in the right direction on where you can actually file your taxes for free.
And if you do end up using some of the tax websites that are out there, when you start to fill out your tax information, the website will often lead you to whether a standard deduction is best for your family or if you should go with itemized. She says you may need to consult with a tax expert.
You also want to be wary of fraud. This is the time of year where fraudster will come out. They want your information that you would put into those different websites. So make sure when you're entering that information that it is the legitimate website that you're going to.
She says look at the address bar of the website for that https:// in the URL and that padlock icon so you know the site is secure. And again, a tax expert may also be able to guide you through the process. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Also get your forecast on the Fox 10 weather app and on the Fox 10 Gulf Stream.
Okay, a group of guide pups in training board a plane for their first flight at an airport in California.
While it may look like all fun and games, these pups are actually training to become guide dogs for the blind. The flight was part of training exercise to teach them how to overcome travel challenges with the visually impaired.
Guide Dogs for the Blind is the largest dog school in North America. It does not receive public funding, but it does provide animals free of charge to those who need them.
A nice day out there today. Temperatures getting up into the 50s, 55 degrees right now at Orange Beach. 56 degrees in Mobile. Looking at Mardi Gras Park there from our Dolphins camera. You can see the Mardi Gras tree out there. The park looking good in green right now. Back Bay of Biloxi here, looking towards Biloxi. Also looking nice too. Those nice clouds up there. Oh no, come back to me. I don't know what just popped up. Can we come back to me? Maybe? Stand by. Okay, so I will stand by and just wait for a second. But conditions have been pretty cold recently. There we are. But now it's actually pretty comfortable there, 55 degrees in Orange Beach. I'll show you, take you to downtown right now. The government tree looking good. Mostly blue skies out there. Clear skies tonight. Temperatures in the 40s, 46 degrees at 7 p.m. Overnight tonight, we see these temperatures chilly, but not frigid. 38 degrees in Mobile. We'll have inland folks that are at freezing tonight. Then not bad for tonight again. Cold on Friday, or cold front that happens on Friday, I should say, brings in some gusty winds, especially at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we'll have wind gusts around 15, 20 miles per hour. So that's also during parade time in Mobile. Keep that in mind. Then storm tracker alert days as we get to our weekend Arctic blast. We'll talk about that again. Tomorrow morning, freezing temperatures inland. It's a very, very light freeze. 38 Mobile, 40 in Pensacola. Tomorrow afternoon, temperatures 55 degrees in Monroeville, 58 Evergreen, 59 Bruton, 63 in Pensacola. The afternoon's not bad. 50 degrees when we get to parade time, 6:30 the Conde Cavaliers. Feels like temperatures will be in the low 40s though. The wind's going to be picking up as the parade is going, so get ready for that. Then we gear up for all this stuff. So extreme cold watch late Friday night through Sunday morning. Hard freeze conditions by Saturday morning through the day on Saturday and into Sunday as well. Then looking at the gale warning. Hello again. Gale warning that's out there off the coast there, 35 to 40 knots. So extremely windy conditions, and wind chill is going to be the big focus here. 6 miles per hour in Grove Hill, 6 degrees in Grove Hills, 8 for our temperature, feels like temperature in Monroeville, 11 in Mobile, 14 in Pensacola. That's Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, Bayport Parading Society, Mystic DJ Riders, 35 degrees with feels like temperatures in the 20s. How about feels like temperatures in the teens, 14 to 17 at 6:30 p.m. in Mobile on Saturday. Then on Sunday morning, we have single-digit wind chills out there, 6 in Crestview, 6 in Mobile, 9 in Navarre, in Destin, 8 in Pensacola. Storm tracker alert days in place for this weekend with parades going on and weekend events. Got to get geared up for the cold. Make sure you're protecting yourself from it. Then as we go through the week next week, temperatures moderate just a bit. We get up to 65 degrees on Wednesday. Wednesday, that's a cold front day. A cold front passes and we go a little cooler for the end of the week, but not as bad as it has been. So get ready for the weekend cold. Storm tracker alert days in place.
All right, thank you, Nick. Bayside Academy is celebrating a major honor for one of their educators, Coach Swag, as he's known by the students. Joe Swaggart has been named the National Federation of State High School Associations Alabama Coach of the Year for girls indoor track and field. The recognition comes after Bayside Academy won its first ever AHSAA indoor track and field state competition last year. Coach Swaggart, who has led track and cross-country programs for nearly 2 decades, said he's mostly proud of the type of people his athletes have become. A lot of that is to his credit, might I add. He has 8 state championships under his belt, recognized multiple times throughout his career. Shelby, he's also an advanced math teacher, and he is at that school all day. He donates so much of his time. So congrats.
Congratulations to you, Coach Swag. What an accomplishment. When we come back, meet the furry fashionista bringing joy and comfort to everyone he meets. Find out why this loving dog is known as the Jeremy dog and how his wagging tail and dapper outfits are proving to be the best medicine.
Package, each just $9.99 or $20 a month interest-free for 50 months. Now.
Okay, this is such a cute story. A furry fashionista in Illinois is bringing joy everywhere he goes.
And proving that a loving heart makes for excellent medicine. Let's introduce you now to a dog named Jerry.
Ball is life, bud. This is Jerry Garcia, aptly named after the frontman of the Grateful Dead.
Oh, Jerry the gentleman. He wants to tell you all about it.
As his mom, Heather Prunty, says, 8-year-old Jerry has never met a stranger. That's what makes him the perfect companion where she works at TLC Living Community.
He will cry if he sees someone across the street that he can't meet. He starts like this and his tail's going. He sees a person and he cannot wait to meet them.
Heather says Jerry is not an actual therapy dog, but says he is a natural at emotional support. In fact, he is known around TLC as the Jeremy dog.
He lightens the mood. You cannot help but smile.
89-year-old Helen Carney calls Jerry her grandson. She says every resident is greeted with a wagging tail and a helping paw.
My husband died just about a little over a year ago, and you still miss him when you go into the room. You think he should be there, and you don't ever get over that, but a dog helps to make up for some of that loss.
Helen believes what makes Jerry such a happy little guy is that he knows he is loved, and he gives that love right back to everyone he meets.
For those of us that have lost our parents, our husbands and wives, it's not that they filled the void, but there's somebody there that shares your sorrow.
But it's not just his happy-go-lucky attitude or ball skills that garners the attention of onlookers. It's his snazzy appearance.
I've never seen a dog that would leave shoes on their feet.
And it's not just his shoes. Jerry turns every hall at TLC into a runway with his tiny Air Jordans, dapper suits, and Elvis apparel. One resident even gifted him a tiny Jerry-sized hat.
Now, it's the same resident that got him the Grateful Dead shirt, but he knows that he's an astute little tiny gentleman.
When he's not serving looks and bringing comfort into the living community, Heather says Jerry is all about playing ball, which he did the full hour and a half we visited TLC.
Oh, he can't even help it. Oh my gosh, that's 3.